Hi, I'm Julianna from The Discoveries Of, and today we're going to be dining in one of the top restaurants in the world and Mexico City's finest restaurant, Pujol. We went to Pujol last month and, spoiler alert, had a fantastic meal. If you're planning a trip to Pujol or just want to see why it's one of the world's best restaurants, watch on. P.S. Don't miss my tips for planning your visit to Pujol, which are at the end of the video. Now this is actually a place I've been hearing about throughout the whole time I've been in Mexico. When I was down in Tulum, when I was in Oaxaca, everyone kept on talking about this Pujol place. So obviously I popped on to see if I could score a reservation. Well, normally it's booked up months and months in advance, but today I just had a little look to see if there were any tables available, and there were some for lunch. So we've nabbed ourselves a table at Pujol. 2 tasting menus you get to choose from. It looks insane. Let's see what we find. Pujol opened in the year 2000. Now throughout those 20 years, it's established a reputation for its ingenuity, marrying traditional Mexican recipes with an avant-garde approach to cooking that creates an unparalleled culinary experience.
Okay, so let's start with the straight snacks. In front of you we have a sopecito. It's made of corn dough, zucchini, avocado and serrano chili. On the middle you have a roasted baby corn with coffee mayonnaise, chicatana ants and costeño chili.
Perfect.
Please start with the sopecito for despacito.
Okay,
Provecho.
Listen, so I've never ever actually tried ants before, so now's the time. That's great. The head chef, Enrique Olvera, is one of Mexico's best known chefs, for good reason. The daily changing menu showcases pre-Hispanic cuisine with panache and more than a little adventure. Ants, aged moles, grasshoppers. This isn't the place to go if you're an unadventurous eater. Of all the things that Pujol is best known for, the mole is the most famous.
This is the mole tasting. We have 2 different types of mole. The one in the outside, the darker one, is the mole madre. We have been reheating this mole for over 5 years.
Wow!
The one in the inside is mole coloradito, one of the 7 traditional moles of Oaxaca. This one we prepare fresh every day.
Okay.
Why we have this mole in Pujol is because in Mexico we celebrate everything with mole. Somebody's born, we have mole, a wedding, mole.
Yep.
Right? And we usually have some left over. The common word on the street is that mole, once reheated, tastes better than the actual day was prepared. Right? So, besides the usual ingredients that mole has, peanuts, dried chili, chocolate.
Yep.
The one in the outside has ingredients that are not common in mole. For example, plantain, or peaches, molasses.
Right.
Different ingredients that usually you don't see in a mole like this.
Okay.
The one in the center is called mole coloradito. It's going to be sweet and spicy. Okay? We recommend trying these separately for you to compare.
Yep.
First with the spoon, the one in the inside. And then try the one in the outside with the spoon as well. Then we have some tortillas here. These are blue corn tortillas pressed with a leaf called hoja santa. Okay, so try the tortillas as well.
Okay.
The flavor changes drastically.
Right.
And then if you want to eat them separately or mix them together, there's no proper way of eating them. Right?
I was super excited to get to take a peek at the kitchen, but it was so much more chilled out than I expected.
Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes. That's crazy.
So this is where we're reheating the mole.
Finally, if you're planning on visiting Pujol, here are a few pointers to help you rock your trip. Number 1, book as early as possible. Tables regularly book up 3 to 5 months in advance. Number 2, if you really can't book in advance, look on OpenTable first thing in the morning, which is when any tables for that day are released. I totally lucked out and got a table on the day, but they said it is really, really rare to be able to do that. Number 4. If there are 2 or more of you, I would recommend getting both the maize and the mar menus for the table. That way you can try all of the dishes. Number 5. Want to know how much a meal at Pujol costs? The maize menu was 2,227 pesos and the mar menu was 2,554 pesos. That was in December 2019 and those prices exclude drinks. Okay, so just finished the meal at Pujol and that was ridiculous. Honestly, I'm never really that sure about whether restaurants are worth the hype. This place you have to book 3 to 4 months in advance unless you are incredibly lucky like we were and you just so happen to get a booking on the day. But that was fantastic. This is a chef at the absolute top of his game. We had a mole that was 2,500 days old, over 5 years old. That's ridiculous. And the complexity of the flavour there was just mind-blowing. Here at the Discoveries of, I publish a video every Monday, and so if you want to find out the coolest destinations and the must-visit spots for your next trip, hit the subscribe button and the notifications alert, and I'll see you next week. The flavours are just ridiculous. Honestly, I've never seen anything like it. We're going to get run over here, but when it comes to Mexican food, if you really want to understand Mexican flavours in a high-end setting with delicious meals, Pujol is the place to do it.